Today, I'm here with Niamh Cullen O'Reilly as part of our Business Spotlight program. She's managing director of Novatel Communications, and she's based in Buttevant. So, Niamh, just going over to you. Maybe you can tell our database as to what you do and for how long you've been doing it.
Hi, Kevin. Thank you. So good to be here. I opened Novatel in 2007, having returned from Australia, traveling around the world, doing all those wild and wonderful things. And based in Buttevant, at the time, I saw a big opening for telecommunications store because we didn't have one at all in the town. You'd have had to travel to one of the closer towns like Mallow or Charleville. And I opened the store initially as a mobile phone store, reselling the larger networks. And in 2008, we had the recession. So we had to diversify and we had to change the way that we were doing business, and we had to look at new routes of business and new type of products and completely reinvent ourselves, which we did over the years. So now what we do is we are experts and specialists. After many, hard years of work, we are in the cellular solution side of the business, which basically is divided into two. One part of it is, as buildings become more energy efficient, the ability for mobile phone signals to penetrate into those buildings, it becomes much more difficult because you've got dense materials such as foil back insulation, triple glazed windows, you've got cladding on the outside of buildings. All of that, they act as a barrier to natural RF signals. And what we do is we are a distributor for a company called Cellular. And Cellular are actually an Irish company manufacturing in Waterford. And the products that they make allows us to bring the signal from outside, add amplification to it, and then repeat that signal throughout buildings.
Okay, very good.
So we're able to help buildings, like I said, that are energy efficient, but also even older buildings that have a lot of stone, or you might have steel sheds and that kind of thing. So we are, like I said, specialists in that area, able to bring that signal from outside indoors, regardless of location or your environment. The other side of the business that we focus on is fixed wireless broadband. So again, it's still within the cellular range. And what that is that we're able to put a very high performance external antenna manufactured by another large global leader in the world of cellular equipment called Pointing. And that antenna goes on the outside of the building. It comes down via a coax cable into the building and connects into a cellular router. And that cellular router, we distribute on behalf of Teltonica, who are another major player in the industry. And inside that cellular router, you put a SIM card belonging to any network operator of your choice. So what we do is that we're able to, again, bring amplification to 2G, 3G, 4G, and 5G signals that are able to deliver fast, reliable internet.
Very important these days, yeah.
So important, and again, regardless of your location or environment, and we're able to do that the minute you turn it on, you're connected.
Fantastic, fantastic. That's brilliant. And who would you say is your best customer or group of customers?
I think because we started at grassroots, and our domestic customers will always be an integral part of our business. And we never forget where we've come from. So taking care of, small business owners working from home, mums and dads trying to raise a family or work from home, children who are working, like throughout the pandemic, for example, they had to do some education and that kind of thing online. Or they will always remain, or domestic customers will always remain integral to our focus. As time has gone on and we have grown, we also now operate in the larger markets where we're serving commercial customers. We're working with large building contractors, state bodies, basically anybody who needs connection to their mobile phones, or to the internet, we're able to serve that market.
Fantastic. That's brilliant. Yeah, because big requirement now. A lot of people working from home and remote working and all that has become even more important, you know, if that was possible.
Yeah, for sure. And the other thing as well is that we do actually host for marine and for transportation. So again, it's not just for customers who are in a fixed location, but people that are on the move. A growing market in recent years has been people taking off in their mobile homes and their mobile camper vans and that kind of thing. And again, we're able to provide connectivity to all of those vehicles and boats and yachts and
wow.
yeah.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic, Niamh. And were there any business changes you had considered that COVID-19 made a necessity?
COVID-19 was, you know, again, like for everybody, it was another moment where we had to stand back and go, right, what's coming here, especially as an SME business owner. I think we had learned some very valuable skills throughout the recession, and that gave us some resilience. So we certainly acted immediately and looked at, right, what do we need to do immediate to ensure our longevity and our stickivity through the next few months or years, or, you know, whatever was coming our way. Now, I think this time round, not only did we have the benefit of the experience we had gained throughout the recession, but the market that we were in. Because we were in the market of providing connectivity and telecommunications and keeping people connected, we were one of those industries that actually, for COVID, we were a necessity. So we found ourselves immediately on the road that week, actually installing systems to some of the hospitals in Ireland.
Oh, wow.
Because they needed to be able to make and take mobile phone calls inside in areas of the hospital where there was no mobile phone reception. So actually my husband, Frank, who is my business partner in the company, he was suited and booted that week into his PPE and went straight to Dublin to carry out some installations. And we were so proud and delighted that we were in that space where we could provide that type of support. So yes, COVID, whilst again, it was so challenging on many areas, I actually found that our business, we grew during that period.
Fantastic, fantastic. And I think probably you know the answer to this, but of the actions you've taken because of the pandemic, what are some that will remain part of your business?
Well, most certainly one of the things that changed a lot, as it did for everybody, was like you and I speaking right now on Zoom calls. We all became experts of sitting behind our screens and conducting business in that way. So there was a certain amount of efficiency that came with that, because where before I would have sat in the car and driven 2 hours to meet somebody, and then you have the coffee, and then you have the conversation, and then you come back. You know, you are now locking down these meetings and appointments within maybe 30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
That has been such a blessing in one sense. In the other sense, it's nice to go and meet people face to face and have that human interaction. So it's keeping that balance, I think, going forward is important.
Fantastic. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, I know our business has changed completely as well with the everybody getting efficient on Zoom, as you say,
Yes.
or Teams or whatever the Google Meets or whatever we're talking about. And what would you say is your biggest learning since you've been a business owner? I'm sure there's plenty, but what would be the biggest one?
I think always looking ahead and planning ahead, as well as taking massive action in the moment. So being a business owner requires you to wear many hats. So one moment I am a financial controller, the next moment I'm dealing with legal, the next moment I'm dealing with HR, the next moment I'm dealing with marketing. And so it's been a fantastic experience in that, because I've had to educate myself in so many different areas, and it's been a huge learning curve. I think, like I said, because I opened the business in 2007, and I had, along with my husband Frank and our team, we had a number of years which really were a large struggle. We were based in a small rural town where we saw the closing of our bank. All of those negatives in the moment actually added to my character, I think, and my resilience and my strengths. So it's been an absolute roller coaster, but I love absolutely every minute of it.
Yep, fantastic, fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, we couldn't agree with you more. Planning and taking action. That's kind of the backbone of what we do as coaches. Yeah, fantastic. And any offers you want to include in the newsletter?
I think we do. So on our website, for example, we have our online store, which has gives the consumer the ability to go in and decide what individual products they may require. For anybody that gets in contact with us, we're able to provide a more tailored, bespoke, unique approach where people are actually able to send us like building plans. They're able to discuss their unique requirements.
Right.
Because of the nature of cellular signals, every location can pop up different challenges, different opportunities. So by all means, anybody that gets in contact with us and maybe even mentions this our interview today, well, we'll be sure to look after them.
Fantastic. Thanks for that, Niamh. And I suppose just to finish up, what is most inspiring to you today?
I think that we are definitely looking towards a more digitalized future.
Yeah.
Energy efficiency is obviously a hot topic, and for Novatel, business-wise, they're the spaces that we operate in, because as buildings become more efficient, our products are required more. And of course, as communication needs for digitalization is concerned, again, we're in that space. So from a business perspective, I think the future is very, very bright. I see the growth that Novatel has taken in recent years, and we're fully prepared, organized, and ready to embrace that growth even stronger going into the next few years. I think on a personal basis, I think Ireland is at another point in time where, with the right leadership and with the right focus and the right attitudes, we have massive opportunities ahead of us. I think rural Ireland needs to be more center stage of more conversations, because I think it is the towns outside the major cities, and especially the SME owners of the smaller businesses. I think that if they receive more support and better communication with local bodies, I think we can build thriving towns. We can provide massive employment, massive opportunities. For example, at the moment, they're discussing maybe reopening the train station in Buttevant. Look at the opportunities that would open up straight away for us. I mean, it's just so that's inspiring.
Right. Well, there's a whole bunch there. Niamh.
There is.
Niamh, listen, it was great talking to you today, and we look forward to chatting again in the future.
I
Okay.
appreciate your time. Lovely to speak to you.
Okay, Niamh.
Thanks.